Hey, what's up everyone? Jake Weidenbach with Nash Power Sports. Hope you're having a great day. Today I've got a Suzuki to tell you about, and I'm excited about this bike. I've been following it for a while. I'm an adventure rider, so this bike's very relevant to me. Gonna be the Suzuki DE800, but I want to tell you a little story first. Suzuki was a juggernaut in the motorcycle industry in the 90s and early 2000s up until about 2010. And then I don't know if they got complacent or got comfortable, but they just kind of, for a 10-year stretch of time, fell to the back of the pack with the Japanese Big Four. Not because their quality went down or anything like that. They just weren't really innovating. They weren't bringing any new models to the market during that time. They introduced a couple models, but they were parts bin bikes, repurposing old engines, things like that. Bold new graphics, you know the deal. Anyway, gonna give them some props because they're back in the game right now. A couple years ago, they redesigned the Hayabusa, which is a legendary bike since the 90s, one of the fastest motorcycles you can buy. They also introduced in 2022 a fantastic sport touring model, the GSX 1000 GT. And then last year in 2023, an all-new platform that is a game changer for Suzuki. A couple new models on that platform, one of which I have right here, which is the Suzuki V-Strom DE800. Now the V-Strom has always been a very reliable bike, a big-time mile muncher, always been associated with the adventure world, but it's always been kind of street-oriented, never really had any true adventure capabilities in my opinion, never had much in the way of suspension or ground clearance, or even like the wheel and tire package on it. But this right here is by far the most adventure capable V-Strom that Suzuki's ever introduced. And I don't even know if you can call this a V-Strom anymore because it no longer has a V-twin engine. It's got this all new 800cc parallel twin, which is an absolute gem. I love this engine. It's velvety smooth and it just makes usable power throughout the entire rev range. Very smooth because it's got two counterbalancer shafts in it that keep it almost completely free of vibration. It makes 85 horsepower, but you can throw that number out the window. It feels way more powerful than that. This bike proves that how you make horsepower is far more important than how much horsepower you make. Just an awesome engine. I really want to ride the other bike on this platform, which is one of our best sellers right now, the GSX-8R, a little sport bike with this same engine and chassis. But took this out last night. I took it on some curvy roads on my way out to Mount Rainier National Park. Got some really nice pictures. This is a wonderful bike on the road. Got a up and down quick shifter, which is really smooth, makes going through the gears a real pleasure. The riding position is nice and comfortable. The reach to the bars is fantastic. I'm going to get into the riding position for off-road here in a minute, but on-road, this bike is very comfortable. It's faster than you would think, faster than 85 horsepower would imply. And just a really, really nice road bike. They say it's the most off-road capable V-Strom to date. I'm going to agree with that, but it still isn't quite there if you're going to compare it with like Yamaha Tenere A7 or like the KTM 890R that I ride. You would need to do some suspension and definitely change the tires on this. Also, this bash plate would need to be replaced with a stout plate. That's the case on all adventure bikes though. The skid plate they provide is pretty lame. This is a great bike though for two-up riding. The rear passenger accommodations are nice. There's a lot of different luggage options for this bike. So as a road touring and mild off-road bike, fantastic motorcycle. Highly endorse this. For the hardcore off-road stuff, I still think the Yamaha and the KTM have a big advantage there. This is like 50 pounds heavier than those two bikes as well. But again, the road experience here is actually better on this bike than either of those. So for the average adventure rider who commutes, puts a lot of miles on the street, and then maybe goes moto camping once in a while, ventures down a gravel road, this is going to be plenty capable for those people. And this bike's an awesome value at its price point. So MSRP on this is $11,399. And there's actually a rebate on these right now, so you can get like $800 off MSRP. And at that price, it's a fantastic motorcycle and a tremendous value. Some of the other features you get with this, you get a color TFT display, and you've got a lot of customization that you can do. You can adjust the traction control, change the rider modes, you can adjust the ABS. A lot of information you can toggle through. Just a really nice looking screen. It's laid out well. All the information is nice and readable. It looks good. One thing I think they should have done on this bike though, it doesn't have cruise control. I think if you're going to bring out an all new model in the adventure touring class, cruise control is just something it should have. So a little bit of a whiff there, but yeah, great bike. The styling is growing on me. It's kind of middle of the road styling wise. Like, I like the aggressive looks of my KTM, and I like the rally look of the Yamaha Tenere a little better. I think the bike is nice looking. None of the styling rubs me the wrong way. It's just, it's kind of middle of the road. Headlight, really nice. I think this stacked headlight design is pretty cool. This light isn't very large, but it puts off a ton of light, nice and bright. Yeah, just a really good value in the adventure segment. Very comfortable on the road. Gem of an engine, great riding position. Last night I took it on some fire roads and I was standing up on the bike. I would definitely want to add a bar riser. I was hunched over a little bit to get to the bars. It's a great seating and riding position for sit down riding. When you stand up, you got to tweak a couple things. But I'm nitpicking. For any adventure bike to be set up right for off-road adventures, you've got to change pretty much every bike on the market. You got to add some things. You know, you got to armor the bike up. These hand guards would have to go immediately. These are just plastic. They'll stop the wind a little bit, and they'll stop a piece of gravel from your buddy's rear tire hitting you in the knuckles. They're not going to stop anything on a fall though. And that's the case with most of the hand guards on adventure bikes too. So I'm not beating this bike up. I like this bike a lot, and I think this is an amazing platform from Suzuki. I really want to ride the sport bike on this platform now. And yeah, this is one of the many awesome motorcycles you can get at Nash Power Sports. I'm the assistant sales manager. I would love to sit with you and show you this bike, put some numbers together. Let's make a deal. Come see me. Have a great day.